this guy got here, Robert McDougall. Oh, my gosh, you guys, this is terrible. 27 years old. He's that young. And you kind of got a feel for this guy a little bit when you hear the story till you find out about the guy. He's from Costa Mesa, California, and he has ulcerative colitis. This is a painful condition that affects your bowels. Okay? He had major surgery in 2020 that involved removing his colon. And he claims it wasn't really necessary. And now, since 2020, he has about 15 daily attacks of diarrhea. 15 times a day.
Now, listen, ulcerative colitis is debilitating.
Oh, I can imagine.
People, and absolutely debilitating.
Sure.
So he got his colon removed. Does he have, what do you call it? An ostomy bag? Yeah.
It didn't say in the story. But he does have this diarrhea 15 times a day.
Oh, this poor man. That is so awful.
All right. So I've got some audio of one of his, threatening type tirades.
Jared, do you think that there's a moment that goes by where I don't think about your face and hurting you? Jared is the one. You, Jared, are the one. This was the course of my life. The course of my treatment for my ulcerative colitis. I was about to try Stellaire and Xeljanz together, and he just destroys, shatters the life that I had.
Oh my gosh, I feel terrible for him. That is so life-altering and so awful, and in your 20s, you will have to live out the rest of your life with such a horrifying condition. I didn't hear any threats in there. I just heard him being very upset.
Oh, I thought
Did he threaten?
I
didn't hear that. All I could hear is the distress in his voice, which makes me really sad. And I think that's a legitimate phone call. Unless you start to threaten people, you can't do that.
Hurting you.
He says he thinks about it all the time. Hurting you. He also did say that the surgeon, Jared, needs to feel levels of pain no living creature has ever felt.
Okay, now we've crossed the line here.
Okay, well.
I don't know. If I had diarrhea 15 times a day because of someone, I'd be pretty upset, too.
I do tend to feel bad for this guy. I really tend to, almost want to be on his side because that is such a botched thing to have happen to you in your life when you're in your 20s. And now you have diarrhea all day long.
Oh, my gosh.
That is really awful.
Sounds pretty crappy.
It does. All right. But hear this, Kelly. 3 years before that surgery, 2017, he got arrested and kicked out of college because he flipped out on a professor who gave him a B. He also slashed the tires of 2 campus security vehicles and carved swastikas into the hoods of their cars.
Okay, so we have some anger management problems.
And among other things, it sounds like some issues here.
Okay, I think that I feel super bad for this guy despite all that because listen, I have been in a situation where I felt like a procedure, and specifically I had some TMJ work done a few years ago, and I felt like the results ruined my bite even more, and it was causing my jaw to sort of catch when I opened my mouth. And it stressed me out so badly. Now, it all corrected itself over time. And the dentist assured me that it would. And he was right. It did. But for that few-month period of time where my jaw was catching when I tried to open it, I was so distressed. I called their office and I was the pitch of my voice was getting higher and higher and higher because I was I think my jaw feels ruined. I didn't have this problem when I first came in, and my voice is getting higher and higher and higher. I'm getting more and more emotional as I'm leaving a message on these people's answering service.
Right.
I wonder how often they play that and laugh about it. And it did, but I can understand getting so uptight over feeling like your life is ruined.
Yeah.
Stephanie's right. He definitely did get the ish end of the stick, but Dominic's also right. The way he sounds threatening people, Dominic's he sounds like he could be a Batman villain.
Robin, the colostomy bagger is at it again. Warm up the Batmobile.
If that was the sound of his voice, but instead it's...
Jared, do you think that there's a moment that goes by
Literally, that could have been me calling my dentist.
Yeah, but you
think there's a moment I go by that my jaw is not clicking and catching?
Do you realize I'm issuing my pants 15 times a day?
Oh.
Because of your surgery?
Listen, I cannot tell you how badly I feel for this guy. That is a terrible condition anyway. When you have ulcerative colitis, your life is so severely impacted, but fortunately it goes in waves. So you do have times where you're not suffering.
He's going in
now
waves.
He's suffering constantly.
I got to tell you, between 1:30 and 3 today, I'm going to be thankful I'm not him.
Oh, my God.